Hello everyone, welcome to the session. We shall talk about a few other additional things, but just a moment before we do that. Okay. So once again, I request you all to do a quick recap. Whenever you get time, go to the mind maps here and please do thorough research on the mind maps. Okay, and read the mind map thoroughly so that you're comfortable with what is being discussed. This part is very, very important. Okay, just practice to the extent possible, read the mind map. And without typing, you cannot gain expertise. So ensure that you type each line of code so that you get sufficient expertise. All right. So let me go ahead and open the code and let's proceed further. I think we have yesterday discussed until this. So let's proceed further and understand more. Here, we have using different sets, that is using set 1 and set. What happened? Something is. We have created set 1 and set 2. And after creating set 1 and set 2, we have done union and intersection. For union, we have used a pipe delimiter. For intersection, we have used ampersand delimiter. And when we have done these operations, we got set 3 and set 4. And then using set 3 and set 4, we have done certain operations. If set 4 is less than set 3, here you have set 4. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements. If set 4 is less than set 3, if you see set 3, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 elements in total. You are checking a condition if set 4 is less than set 3. After colon, when you click on enter, automatically indentation would be created. Indentation is the tab. When you press the tab key, it will create some space. That space is equivalent to 4 space bars. I mean, if you type space bar 4 times, that is as good as the tab key that you use. But majority of these IDEs, like Jupyter, we are using Jupyter. Jupyter is an IDE, Integrated Development Environment. In that, indentations are automatically created. So you have this indentation which is created. And yes, set 4 is having 7 elements, which is less than 9, obviously. So you're printing new line. So you're saying in new line, this is called as new line delimiter. And then you're saying print this information that set 4 is subset of set 3. Set 4, all these elements are available in this. Hence it is called as set 4 being subset, a small set of set 3. Because set 4 has these elements which are part of this, which are a sub part of this. Then you are saying that, okay, I want another new line delimiter. So if I do not have these, I mean, if you can just hash out these. Hash means anything which is written after that has absolutely no influence on your output. If I were to run this, it says set 4 is subset of set 3. But then if I use this, print new line, one new line gets printed before this, and one new line gets printed after this. So if I were to run that, this is how it will be. Next, when you say set 5 equal to set 3 minus set 4, what is set 3? Set 3 contains all these elements. You see set 3. And set 4 contains all these elements. When you subtract these two, what are the remaining elements? That would get printed here. So here, if you subtract all these elements, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. from set 3, if you are removing all these elements, then what would you be left with? 1 and 2. There we go. So you just print elements in set 3 and not in set 4. That is it. I mean, whatever you put in double quotes, whatever text you write, that would get displayed here. And after equal to, what do you want? Set 5 elements. Those elements would get printed because of this. And whatever you have here within double quotes in a print statement, that would get as is printed onto the screen. And then here you are saying print a new line. Hence, new line is getting printed. Okay. Next. How do I remove all the values in a set? So here you have a specific set called set 5, which we created, which has 1, 2. If you say set 5 dot clear, it is going to clear all the elements of this. And then if you type print after applying clear on sets, after applying clear on sets, set 5 will contain what? So this is getting printed. And you're saying set 5 equal to, so whatever is printed here, that exact information gets here, is equal to set 5. And what is set 5 containing? 1 and 2, but you're clearing those elements. When you clear those elements, it will have 0 elements. It will not have any elements. So it's clearly saying that set 5 equal to set. So this is what gets printed. Then we want to check if set 4 and set 5 are disjoint sets, two sets which do not have any elements in common or not. So we are saying if set 4 is disjoint of set 5, what does that mean? Where is set 4? Here it is. Let me write the elements somewhere here so that it's easy for comparing. Set 4 is equal to 3 until 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then you have set 5, which contains 1 and 2. Set 5 contains elements 1 and 2. Now, is set 4 and 5 disjoint? Disjoint means you will not have any elements or items in common. Do you have any elements or items in common here? Not at all. Set 4 has these values and set 5 contains different other values. And when you look at these two, set 4 and 5, there are no elements in common. We do not have any elements in common. Hence, it gets to the next line, which says print set 4 and set 5 have nothing in common. And also at the same time, you also want a new line to be printed here. So it prints this entire information here, and it also gives you a new line. Okay, a new line is getting printed. Next, if you say help of set, it gives you all the functions within help, and you get to see some additional information which you can use for your understanding, like intersection. We have ease disjoint, ease subset, ease superset. There are a bunch of things. Of course, we could not understand each and every aspect of it because then the time which we have allocated might not be sufficient. Hence, we are discussing the key elements. All right. Now let's look at another data type in Python, which is dictionaries. Mappings or dictionaries. Dictionaries are unordered key value pairs. Sets are also unordered, if you remember. Sets are unordered. If they are unordered, we cannot have an index number to refer to the elements of set. If a set has a few elements, say you have 1, 2, 3, etc., you cannot say that this is index number 0, this is index number 1, this is index number 2. You cannot say that because the values in a set are unordered. There is no sequence, there is no order to the elements. On similar lines, when it comes to dictionaries, they are also unordered, and they are unordered key value pairs. Now, keys are immutable, meaning you cannot change those. Having said that, values are mutable. For example, in this line, you're saying name is a key, and the values which it can take is Nitin, Nikhil, Sharath. These are mutable, meaning you can change those. You can amend those. You can replace those. However, key values are immutable. You cannot change once created. And dictionaries are also created using curly brackets. However, when we created sets, it was slightly different. So let me tell this, that when we created list, we were having square brackets. When we created tuple, we used the regular brackets. When we use sets, we use combination of both square brackets and the regular brackets. And now when it comes to dictionaries, we are using curly brackets. So here we are defining name, and we are saying name, we have two names, Nikhil and Sharath. And then age is a key. The value pertaining to that is 25. Another key is byte. And the value which we are giving in this is Benin. All right. And using the assignment operator, we are assigning these values, or these elements rather, to a variable called dictionary1. You can give any name, friends. When it comes to the variable name, it is your wish, your choice. Okay, let me zoom it a bit so that it's easier for you all to understand. So dictionaries are accessed via keys, not via their positions. That means these do not have index numbers because they are unordered. You cannot say that 0 refers to this, 1 refers to this, and 2 refers to this. You cannot say that. If the elements are not ordered, if they are unordered, then plain and simple, there won't be any indexing. You cannot say index 0 belongs to this, index 1, index 2. You cannot say that. So here, that's another thing. A dictionary is an associative array, which is also known as hashes. Any key of the dictionary is associated to the value. Okay, I'll talk about that later when I get into the example. Certain bullet points might be overloaded. Okay, so just hold on to that. And values of the dictionary can be any Python data type. You can have strings, you can have numbers, that's your wish. Okay, and dictionaries don't support the sequence operation of the sequence data type, like strings, tuples, lists. The sequence it doesn't support because it is unordered. Simple. There's no sequence. All right, all these we will understand when we execute each line of code. So let's get here. You are creating a variable with the elements of dictionary, and this dictionary contains the key and the values associated with that. It contains the key and the value, key and the value. And then when you say print dictionary 1, it prints all these dictionary values. And dictionaries are accessed via keys, not by index numbers, but via keys. When you say print dictionary 1, name of name, meaning you want to refer to name. And yes, Nikhil Serath gets printed here. Print dictionary 1 of age. When you do that, you get 25. Okay. Next. Updating the dictionary. How do you do that? So we are creating a dictionary here, wherein we have key, value, key, value, key, value. Dictionaries are key, value pairs. Key, value pairs. And here we are trying to update. Okay, what are we saying? Dictionary 1 of age refer to this key, and you're saying you want to change this value from 25 to 27. And it gets updated here. Next, when you say, okay, show me the values of dictionary 1, it will show you all these values. Remember just one thing, friends. If your variable is the last line in that particular cell, if the variable name is the last line of code, then it will show you all these values. It will print all these values. However, if it is not the last line, then you need to use print function. If it's the last line here, for instance, this is the last line, even without print, you would have seen this result, even without print function. But if it is not the last line, for instance, look at this line, the names get printed only if you say print of these values. If you do not use the print function, then this line would not get executed. So if I were to run this, age change from 25 to 27. This is how you update a dictionary. Remember, the values are mutable. Values are mutable, meaning can be changed. But the key values, that is age, by age, and name, these are key values. These are immutable. Okay, these are immutable. All right. Then we are creating a dictionary 1, in which we are trying to add new keys and new values pertaining to that. For example, you're saying dictionary 1, the key is school, and the value within that is DPS school. And you're adding another key, which is salary, and you're adding the values pertaining to that. Now, if you say dictionary of 1, let me see the values. You get to see this. The initial dictionary contains all these values. Okay, and here the dictionary got changed to this, wherein age became 27. Now, what's happening? Name, age, bike, school, and salary are getting printed onto the output. Okay, those got printed onto the output. Next. If you want to delete dictionary elements, sure, you can do that. For instance, we are creating a dictionary now with name, key, value is nickel, key is age, value is 25, key is bike, value is Bennett. And these are the 3 elements or items of dictionary. In this, if you say dictionary 1 of name, I want to delete that. Then you use delete function. After deleting this, whatever is left out is given. You need to just allow me a quick minute, friends. So sorry. All right. So sorry for that. I had to go out for a quick minute. So sorry about that. Okay. So here, when we say delete this key, the key and the associated value gets deleted. You refer to the elements of a dictionary using key. So you're getting it removed. Now, if you want to remove all the entries of any given dictionary, what do? You just say, go to this dictionary 1 dot clear. This would remove all the elements of the dictionary. And when you say, oh, hey, let me see the dictionary, it will just show you this. That's how it works. However, dictionary as such, you cannot delete. If you say delete the dictionary 1, then it says dictionary 1 is now defined. Okay, you get that specific. Yeah. Next. To refer to all the elements or all the items of a dictionary, say you're defining a dictionary with your flower brackets and you have key value pairs, 3 elements defined. When you say dictionary 1 dot items, it will show you these 3 items. So the dictionary items get displayed. Key, value, key and value gets displayed here. Okay, so that's That's how you refer to the items. Or even if you just say, hey, show me dictionary one, it will show you all the values, all the items rather. All the items are elements. That's the right way to use. You have to say these are elements because dictionaries are key value pairs, right? So if you say value, that means something else. If you say key, that means something else. If we want to define a dictionary, say this is how we define the dictionary, which has the key value pairs. And then when you say dictionary one dot keys, you are only interested in getting the key values, not key values. Sorry, you are just interested in getting the keys. Sorry, my bad. Okay, key value means key and value. Value is nickel, 25 here and Benelli. Sorry, keys. So all the key details are given here: name, age, byte, etc. To get all the values from the dictionary, uh, all the values rather, this is how you write. That's got introduced different manner. Let me remove that. Let me. Oops. And this is not how the comment has to be written. Comment has to be written. Okay, that's okay. I don't intend to sit down and clear that now. Anyways, so this I would rather delete it. You see the scissor symbol, which is used to delete a specific cell. Now let me zoom in. So you have dictionary one with all these details. And when you say dictionary one dot values, it will show you all the values. So dictionary underscore keys, if you want keys, it will give you the keys. If you want the values, it will give you the values. All you need to say is the variable name here, dot values within that. So the values would get filled out. When you say items, you get items. So that's how it is. If you save all the dictionary items in a variable called xy, and then if you say, what is the type of this xy? Is it a list or is it a tuple or is it a set? Then you understand that it is dictionary. These are nothing but dictionary items. And you also have help available, help of DICT dictionary, that's a short form. Again, you'll get a lot of additional stuff pertaining to that. You might want to go through that and get more expertise. Okay. Now let us get into the non-numeric discussion. Strings. What is a string? String is a series or sequence of characters. It might contain letters, numbers, special characters also. But these are always marked by quotes, either single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. And in between that, in between the triple quotes or double quotes or single quotes, you give your letters or numbers or special characters. Characters can be accessed using indexing and slicing operations. Strings are immutable. That is, the contents of the string cannot be changed once created. Probably you can do one quick exercise, from interview standpoint or from your education standpoint. People will conduct a lot of exams to assess your understanding. You just create this. You say mutable, immutable. And try to understand. List is mutable, that tuple is immutable. In that way, when it comes to strings, what is mutable, what is not mutable. When it comes to dictionaries, keys are immutable, values are mutable. In that way, you need to create the details. Sets are mutable. Frozen sets are immutable. Okay, and in dictionaries, it's a special case, right? Values are mutable, keys are immutable. And when it comes to strings, they are immutable. In this way, if you can just create a table to understand what are mutable, what are immutable, I think it makes a lot of sense. No, anyways. So strings are mutable, and then positive indexing starts from 0, that is left to right, which have a name, for example, 360 digit MG. You can put it in a single quote or double quote, or you can put triple quotes. This I think should be changed, triple quotes. Okay. Then what happens is, if you want to refer to each and every value, it can be referred using 0, that's a start. Or if you want to start accessing from the end, then you use -1. So suppose there is a name. Suppose you are creating a variable which is having a value Python. Within double quotes, you mentioned good. Single quotes or triple quotes also works. And using assignment operator, you are assigning this to a variable. Now, when you say name of 0, within this indexing, this starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or -1, -2, -3 in that way, negative. In the reverse direction, you can traverse. Simply put 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. This is how it will be, right? This is how it would be. So that's one. Okay. So P is the first element, so you're printing it out. Then of 3, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So when you say this, you get H. But when it comes to Python, you have only 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, you don't have any. If you say go to this name and let me know what is the 8th index value, it says no, I don't know, there is nothing. So it will say that string index is out of range. You only have index values until 5. Where do I get 8 from? If you say go to name, print 1 until 4, remember 2 or 3 things that we have been discussing right from session 1. Indexing in Python starts from 0. Starts from 0 in Python. And when you print it in this way, it will print 1, 2, 3. The last element is ignored, or the last number, last index number is ignored. That is how it works in Python. And another thing is, -1 will refer to the first element from right to left. Or you'll directly reach the end of a specific string or end of a specific data set, etc. Okay. -1 is the last value. Okay. So here in name you have Python, P, Y, T, H, O, N, right? So index number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When you say print name of 1 until 4, the last value is ignored and you get only until 3. So you take 1, 2, and 3. And that is YPH. Now let's print it in the reverse direction. Let's see what happens when we print it in the reverse direction. When we print it in the reverse direction, you will be having the numbers in this way. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6. When you say print name of -2, it will refer to this 0. When you say print -3 until -1, -3 until -1, what will happen to this last value? It will be ignored. So -3, -2, this last value is ignored. If you look at the scale, you'll have the positive values on the right side of 0 and negative values will be on the left side. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, so on and so forth. And now -3 colon -1. So you're talking about this. However, the last value is ignored. So these two, -3, -2. -3 refers to H, -2 refers to O. So you print those, H and O. Next. You're saying print name. What does name contain? Python. You're saying multiply it with 3 times. If you do that, what happens? Python, Python, Python is getting printed 3 times. Say you want to concatenate a string. You're printing the string not 2 times, it's actually 3 times. So let me change this to 3 times. Okay? You're printing it 3 times. Here, if you say print name plus space plus text, test, what would this do? Obviously, it would print the values in this way. Name contains Python. You also want to add a space. So you're adding space plus test. You're adding Python space text. You're creating a variable and you're assigning height to it using assignment operator. And now when you say print A, it will show you height. And when you say print length of A, what is the length of this? 2. And that is what should get printed here. So print of A is showing you high because high is now part of the variable A. When you say print length of A, you have 2. That's the length. Next. String slicing or indexing is given. If you say string, first it is start, where should I stop, and what should be the steps. You're creating a variable called title and using assignment operator, you're assigning this, the best language string. Always strings are represented either using a single quote or double quote or triple quote, doesn't matter, right? But if you give 4, it will throw error. So let me quickly show you that. Okay, here I'll go here. If you put triple quote, Or let me put a single quote first. And if you were to run it, it will give you the answer. Double quotes also will give you the answer. Okay. Try triple quotes, that means double quotes and a quote, it will still work. Okay. Next, I can also show you that aspect, on how it works basically. Just give me a quick minute. Right. So just you have to just allow me a quick minute. Sometimes the screen just gets stuck for no reason. Okay. So you can give it in this way. Okay. And run it. Oh, sorry. Let me leave. Come on. Okay. Let me run it. Yeah, there we go. So triple quotes also work. Triple double quotes rather. Okay, let me take that. So I need to rectify a small thing that I've told here. It's not triple quotes. Whatever is given here is right. It has to be 3 double quotes. Okay, sorry, my bad. Then we can also try something else, and that something else is, will the triple quotes this way work? Okay, let's try. There's nothing wrong in experimenting. Okay, it worked. So triple quotes, single quotes also works. What if I give 4? It's throwing an error, right? So until triple quotes, it is going to work. So I need to again go back here and tell you that 3 single quotes also would work. 3 double quotes also will work. So let's experiment one more thing. Rather than giving a double quote like this, will this work? No, it's throwing an error. So it's saying that only the double quotes like this would work. Just keep experimenting, friends. It's all about experimenting and learning. A few things I also experiment and learn because we'll not have time to experiment each and everything. Sometimes, as part of trainings, also, I tend to experiment. Anyways, let's get to this. If you said print, what we want to print title, colon 1, meaning start and stop. If you mention colon and leave it, that means you're not putting any conditions. You want everything. When you just put a colon and leave it, that means you want everything. And steps, you want to print it in increments of 1. Step 1, index number 0, step 1, index number 1, in next step, index 2, next step, space. In that way, it will get printed. And if you observe this print, it is giving you the best language. Whatever is given here is getting printed. So you're saying you want everything, start and stop. When you say colon and ignore it, that means you want everything in increments of 1, in steps of 1. Next. So here, you're saying print this specific title, colon 2. Means start will be a colon, stop will be a colon, step would be 2, in steps of 2. Meaning this gets printed 2 steps, 1, 2. So This gets printed. Next, spacebar and this. Then E, S, T, and then again spacebar. Okay. So spacebar gets printed. So after S, you have a spacebar. Then L gets skipped, A gets printed. Then N gets skipped, G gets printed, U gets skipped, A gets printed, G gets skipped, and E gets printed. That's how it works. Next, when you say :3, it jumps 2 index values. So if I go to this and show you, T gets printed. Now let's skip 2. 1, 2. What is the third one? Space. So space is printed. Then skip 1, 2. Next, S gets printed. Skip 1, 2. Third. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? In that way, values are printed. Then you say print title 5::3. What does this mean? Okay. Let me show you what is getting printed here. This has index number 0, index number 1, index number 2. Space is also going to have an index number, then you have index number 4. You're saying 5::, that's a start. That's a start. And for stop, you're not giving any colon. I mean, you're just giving colon and leaving it. So that means it should not stop until the entire string is complete. That is what it means. If you just put a colon and leave it, you should not stop until the entire string is processed. And then you're saying step 3, increments of 3. So it is going to start from E because it has index number 5. And here you're saying start from 5. And then increment it in steps of 3. So 1, 2, 3, spacebar. Is it printed? Yes. E also gets printed because you are 5, starting from 5. Then skip another 2, 1, 2, and then the third one gets printed. And again skip to 1, 2, and then third one gets printed. Again skip to 1, and then nothing is printed. Right? So that's how string slicing happens. Then what if I want to print in the reverse order? Again, start, stop, steps. When you say -1, you want to print it in the reverse order. That is what it means. So you have an example when you say print this Python in the reverse order. So first N gets printed, then O, then H, then T, then Y, then P. So Python is getting printed in the reverse order. Then you have certain updates. So let's do this. You are creating a variable and you're saying hello world, exclamation, space, and then you're putting them in single quotes. Then you're saying print. Whatever is written in double quotes, the exact information gets printed here. And then you're saying, give me this variable. Whatever is in variable, hello world and the space, print that. Plus Python. Either you put in single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes, doesn't matter. Whatever is in that will get as is printed. Next. You're saying print updated string colon space. So that is getting printed here. Then you're saying variable, this is a variable. Colon 6 means from the start until the index number 5. Remember, colon 6 means if nothing is mentioned here, that means begin from the start. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last value is ignored. The last value is straight away ignored. Remember, Python, indexing starts from 0, last value is ignored, and then -1 means it starts from the end. At least these things you guys have to remember. So H has index number 0, index number 1, index number 2, index number 3, index number 4, and index number 5 is a space. And that's it. It stops there. The last index number is ignored. And you're using plus and Python. So this Python gets included. And you're creating a string. This is Python. You're creating a variable, which is a string. When you put something in double quotes, it becomes a string. And you're saying, list of the string, I want to put it in this, and I want to print it. So let's see what it does when you say list. This is like converting your string into list of elements. The moment you say list of this, what it does is T becomes one element, H becomes another element, I becomes another element, S becomes another element, space also becomes another element. Don't assume that space is ignored. Space is also considered as one of the elements or items. And is, Python, everything, obviously. When you print, this is what happens. So you're converting your string, this is a string, you're converting that into a list, and then you're printing out the results. Then you have string formatting. So here, you're saying percentage. That means any value, if you have any value, dot 2f means you're saying I want only 2 floating point values. What do you mean by float? What do we mean by integer? Integer means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 70, 80, whatever. Float means you can have decimals, 1.3, 2.67, right, 3.982. In that way, if you have values in decimals, it is called as float values. So here, percentage 2f or dot 2f, that means if you have a number like this, you're saying restrict it to only 2 decimals. I don't want more floating values. So if you have this, you're saying restrict it to only 2 values. So let me run it and then show the results so that it will be clear for you. So it's 6.4560. Since you're saying only you want 2 floating point values, it's taking only 2. Then space, percentage S means you want string. Next entry should be string, and this is a string, Python plus R. Is dollar is there. Percentage D means decimal, digit. So you are having the digit. So you are referring to this as D. You are referring to this as S. You're referring to this as floating point value, but you are saying you want only 2 decimals. Then we have triple quotes. Let's see what happens when we type it. Statement is, my name is Prasad and my age is 25. And you're putting them in triple quotes. And you're assigning it to something called as statement. If you were to see statement, it says statement is, or let me see. Let me give here print statement. Now, if I were to run this, it says, my name is Prasad and my name is 25. So you're just putting something in double quotes inside your strings, and those double quotes would come as these. Okay. So having triple quotes, and you have a statement. And then you're saying print the statement. And then when you say type of statement, it is saying it is of type string. Okay, next. You are creating a string with the name, okay, Python. Using assignment operator, we are assigning it to name. When you say print the type of this, it is saying that the type is string. Class is string. When you say print name dot capitalize means it will ensure that the first letter is capital. This will help you print values in proper case. Proper case means the first alphabet will be in uppercase, followed by everything else which is in lowercase. So that is what gets printed here. When you say print this name in uppercase, so it is printing everything in uppercase. Then when you say print everything in lowercase, dot lower, everything gets printed in lowercase. And if you say print name dot swap the case, meaning wherever you have lowercase, that would become uppercase, and wherever you have uppercase, that would become lowercase. And then O and N, sorry, not 0, O and N. Here it is in lowercase. Since you're saying swap the case, it becomes uppercase. Okay. So these are a few string operations that we wanted to talk about. Of course, there are a few more things, but we will discuss that next week. Friends, we are going to have the next session on Monday, and it would be YouTube Live. You'd be notified provided you subscribe. Okay. Second, we are now posting the questions, quiz questions. And please feel free to go to our LinkedIn page on which you'll have the questions and answer to those questions. How can you answer? Just put your answers in the comment section. And if you reply to all the questions on all the days, we will tell you how you can obtain NASSCOM plus 360 digit MG special certificate. And do you know what? There is something else which is interesting, wherein each one of you get some money directly from Government of India. I'll talk about that later, right? For now, please also follow our company page for more information, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please inform to your friends, relatives, everyone to join our Telegram group. We are going to conduct a lot of interesting sessions. After Python, we'll also conduct brief data science session, data science foundation. So what are you waiting for? Just subscribe and then we'll notify on these forums on next steps. All right. Thank you all so much. Have a great weekend. We will connect on Monday once again. Thank you all.